thought Miami came out with the right game plan, put them in a position where they made the game extremely interesting in the first half. I've gone through periods where we've had injuries, and you have to keep making adjustments. And they were without their starting center, and so they were very smart in making an adjustment, that realizing that we don't quite have the rim protection that we've had in the past with the long, lanky guys that normally discourage drives in the paint and alter a lot of shots. So they elected to just drive the ball, and we had a hard time with our defensive system containing the dribble in the first half, and they almost scored on us at will. Shot a very high percent in the first half. Second half, I thought our guys did a much better job containing the dribble, and then I thought that made a big difference in the game. Gave us an opportunity to get some stops. On the offensive end, obviously we shot the ball extremely well from the perimeter. I thought our shot selection was excellent. We fought a lot harder on the boards than we did down at Coral Gables. They out-rebounded us, I believe, by 14. The day I thought our guys were focused for the most part and concerned themselves with getting extra shots as well as when they did miss getting the rebound. The defense adjustment in the second half, I thought made a tremendous difference. If you look, the field goal percentage were very high offensively in the first half. The second half, I thought our guys did a much better job containing. We can enjoy this victory for a moment, a few hours, and then obviously we have a very important game coming up Monday. One of the most rich traditional programs in the history of college basketball, and we'll enjoy this for a little bit, and we'll start preparing for that game. Any questions?
Leonard, you talked in the past about a lot of ACC games are decided about 4 or 5 points. This one, you made a difference in the second half. Was it the offensive difference that was able to blow it open?
Well, I think you see the maturation of some of our players. Wyatt Wilkes now plays with extreme amount of confidence. He's stepping in there, understanding his role, and he's given us some productivity when he goes in the game. You see Patrick Williams a lot less hesitant. He's more confident, shooting his ball, taking the ball to the basket, handling the ball, showing that he's growing up. Raquan Evans, a guy who had a torn hamstring early in the year, and really, to be honest with you, it's been a struggle for him just trying to get in game shape. But you see him coming around, and to his credit, he's going in the game and giving you everything he has while he's in there, and he's asking to come back out of the game. That's an unselfish spirit that this team has. Dominique and Bossa are giving us pretty good effort, but we need them to get a little bit back on their game. They both had to endure injuries, and I thought they lost their confidence a little bit. But the good thing about this team is that we're finding ways to win games. Today was a larger margin, but I think a lot of it is because the rotation players came in and gave us a tremendous amount of energy and lift, and that pays off toward the end of the game and toward the second half. We got off to a slow start at the beginning of the game. We're going to have to make some adjustments there. We're not going to have the luxury of getting down 14-2 as we move for the remainder of the year. I'm sure we'll figure that out here in less than 24 hours.
Coach, what kind? Go ahead.
Coach, Trent and Devin didn't play as much as they normally do. Is that you trying to, keep them?
Well, Trent's playing too many minutes. There's no doubt about that. And a lot of it was because Evans had been hurt, and it took him a while, and we were playing a lot of close games, and so I kind of I've stuck with him a little longer than what I had planned. Polite started shooting the ball a lot better, so we didn't use him as much at the point. I would like very much to cut their minutes down a little bit and still win the game, and there were some opportunities to do that because the guys who went in for them were playing pretty good. We were able to arrest MJ after he got a couple of fouls, with the other guys coming in, Patrick and White giving us some solid performances while they were in. But that's what we're trying to do. We just you can't, the way we play, as aggressive as we are on the defensive end, and then trying to be as aggressive as we can on the offensive end, it's hard to play extended minutes when you have that type of system. And we asking Trent to pick the ball up full court, and then we asking him to, on the defensive end, we asking him to push it, and on the offensive end, and I'm trying to find ways to take a little of that load off of those guys, MJ, Devin, and Trent.
Last week, you had the Saturday, Monday set here, and you got again this week. Is there something that the guys learned from last week, or I mean, what kind of toll does that take on their bodies?
That's one of the things that if I could change anything in college basketball, I wouldn't want to play 3 games a week, and I would not ever want to play a game with a 1-day turnaround. I just think that's tremendously taxing on these young men, and we have 3 of them. And just by coincidence, one was North Carolina, Duke, and the other one is Louisville. By coincidence, it's happened that way. And I'm sure that's the way it goes. Sometimes that's part of the luck of the draw. And those are 3 of the top teams, traditionally in college basketball. But since we all have to go through it, I'm not putting any more disadvantage than some of the other people in the league, but I do think it's extremely tough on our guys. So tomorrow, it'd be more walkthrough, it'd be more mental preparation than anything else. But we at a point in the season where I'm not really sure in 24 hours we're going to shoot a lot better or jump a lot higher. What we have to do now is mentally concentrate, lock in, and go through, absorb a game plan, and then go execute. And it's happened to be doing it in a real tough time of the year. Duke's going to play Carolina tonight. I'm sure they're going to spend a lot of energy as well. But that's the nature of what television has done to the sport. That's a good problem to have when you have to play back 1-day turnaround games so that you can be on Big Monday and get the exposure that all these kids grow up wanting in the first place. So I guess as the young folks can say, I guess it's all good.
Leonard, the tip dunk Raekwon had in the first half, is that the explosiveness you saw from him before the injury?
Yes, no doubt about that. And, he's really a good shooter. He's a great decision maker. He does a great job finishing. And if you notice on the court, he's getting guys in huddles. He's more vocal with his teammates. You can just tell that he's more confident now in terms of understanding our system and being able to communicate that as a point guard is supposed to with his teammates. And he's talking more. And he's getting them in the huddles and correcting them and encouraging and reminding them of things that we have in our game plan. That's a pleasant. I'm really happy to see that.
The team always speaks really highly of guys like Harrison and Justin, and that's good to see them get a chance to get rewarded and get some adoration from the crowd when there's an opportunity.
Well, I think T-Light kind of took it over the edge a little bit today. That's what we call it, T-Light, Travis. These guys have such great relationships, and they get so excited with our green team. They prepare us very well. And Justin turned the ball over, and they were really ragging him because he talked so much trash to them all week long because they can't guard him in practice. He really does a good job. So with Harrison and T-Light. So we're always happy to get those guys in the game. And very seldom you have a chance to do that in an ACC contest.
Coach, this marks your 354th career win and ties you for 5th all-time in career wins among ACC coaches. So, kind of, do you have any tips or secrets to your success?
If you had not mentioned that, I would never known it.
Well, now you know.
That's not that important. What's important is that these young men enjoy the experience that they go through. That's most important. They are growing up, they're teenagers going to become young adults. And there's a lot that goes into that. At this point in my career, those are just numbers. But the experiences that these guys are having will be memories of a lifetime, relationships that they'll be fond, be calling each other, and they'll be in each other's weddings. They're gonna be godparents of their kids. That's what this is all about. Getting their education, growing and maturing, and enjoying the experience. At this stage of my career, it doesn't really matter to me that much, but it's good for our staff, and it's good for our program in our school that we are able to go out and represent in a very positive way. That's really, really important. We want to put basketball in a position that we all can be proud of. We're in a conference of the most rich, traditional, successful basketball programs in the history of college basketball. And we are trying to catch up with some schools that have 75 and 80 years of success and tradition ahead of us. So that number won't catch us up. You know, so that's just a number. What we have to do is be proud of the progress we're making now, not what happened in the past. And that's why I want these guys to focus on it. Try to leave behind a legacy that the guys that come behind them will be proud of and want to keep going.
Coach, with Florida State and Miami being one of the most coveted rivalries in sports, collegiate sports at that, how would you describe your team handling the atmosphere today within the system?
Well, I can't say enough about the fan support that we're getting. The students are just so involved, and the community has embraced this team to the point where they are very proud, and it's motivating to know that people appreciate what you're doing. And our guys don't take that lightly, and I think that during those moments where maybe things might not be going well for you on the court, the fans inspire you, motivate you, create the enthusiastic atmosphere that I think our guys play off of. But hopefully we can continue to keep having enough victories here that everyone can feel like they're a part of this journey that we're on.
Leonard, with the Duke game on Monday, do you feel like the road schedule you guys have played has kind of prepared you for that?
We played a lot of tough games on the road. And in order to prepare for those road games, you have to come up with an approach that's realistic. And what we try to teach our guys, let's just stay in the moment and let the next practice be one that you demonstrate how much you want to be successful. And we try not to worry about the road games or the home games. We want them to worry about that which they can control. And what I'm seeing with this team, that philosophy and that focus is causing them to grow and mature and make the progress I think is necessary for us to hopefully at some point reach our full potential. And that's our goal. Our goal is to try to reach our full potential. And the only way you do that is taking it one day at a time and just trying to take the approach with it which you control. You can't control next week's game, but we can control how we prepare to have a good meal tonight, rest, hydrated, get up in the morning, go over the films that we send them, to look at them, come in tomorrow, focus, and that allows you to kind of make the progress we're making. I'm just hoping that we can continue to keep getting better. At some point, then I have to accept whatever happens after that. Any other question? Thank y'all so much.